Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me. In tonight's episode, I want to talk about lies. I want to talk about narcissists as liars, and I want to talk about how you know they're lying. So, before I start out, if you like any of my videos, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and also to help me grow the channel, if you can share widely onto your other platforms, that would be fantastic. All right, so get my notes. As you know, anyone who's been involved with a narcissist or a psychopath or sociopath, and particularly the latter two, will know that lying comes so easily to them, partly because they are pathological lies. It's part of their makeup. But, you know, I suppose we all tell lies. The truth is we all tell lies. You know, when someone says, what do you think of my dress? And you're like, oh, jeez, that's ugly dress. But you don't say that. You say, oh, you look really pretty. That's a lie. But little lies for politeness, for courtesy. I'm not talking about those kind of lies. I'm talking about narcissistic lies, sociopathic and psychopathic lies. So, first of all, they can lie for no reason at all. One of the most kind of used phrases I hear is, why does the narcissist do this? Or why do they do that? And understanding why they do a lot of the things they do is really, really hard, because unlike the rest of us, their behavior is disordered, as is their thinking. So the thing with the narcissist, psychopath or sociopath, from now on I'm just going to call them narcissists, the thing is that they lie so often about so many things that they almost don't know that they're lying, or it's not a lie unless they're caught out. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a lot of different variations. And like I just said, why does the narcissist do blah, blah, blah? Who knows? Who knows why they do half the things they do? Because they're disordered. There's no rhyme or reason to a lot of their behavior. But from what I can figure out, they lie to hide the truth. So when they get caught out, they will lie. And a great one that I heard just recently, someone had written in asking or telling a story about their, I assume soon-to-be ex-narcissist, saying that she had caught him out with condoms at his work, at his office. And when she confronted him, he said that he used them when he masturbated because he didn't want to make a mess at work. So my first question is, if that were true, why is it that you're only just hearing about this now? Now that you've actually caught him out. Why is he masturbating at work? Does he masturbate with condoms at home? Does any of it even make any sense? Probably not. They think up lies, but they don't really think up necessarily good lies. And the main, I suppose, key thing to understanding or figuring out if it's a lie is you have to start trusting your instinct and intuition. And the fact is, if you are asking someone else about his behavior, about whether or not he's being honest or whether or not he's lying, that's a bit of an indicator right there. You know, he's probably lying. Trust your instinct and intuition. It's there for a reason. It's there in incidences where you don't have enough information at hand to make a decision, right? You have so many kind of sixth sense things going on that you're not conscious of 24/7. You pick up on so many things that you're not conscious of. So this is all subconscious, you know, from tiny facial mannerisms, inflection of tone of voice, you know, little things that you didn't even notice that you remember, you know, you don't even remember that you noticed, like, I don't know, the way they quickly shut their briefcase, you know, when you walked near them. Like, there's so many little things that you don't notice. They're tiny and insignificant gestures or mannerisms of their own, but put in context with the other behaviors and other evidence, it actually starts to kind of become something. So pay attention. Your gut instinct, your intuition, it is telling you something for a reason. You need to pay attention and listen to that, because no narcissist or sociopath is ever going to admit to lying. They will lie about lying. They will keep on lying, right, until you go, oh, fuck this is just not worth it. I can't stand it. I'm not even going to bother trying to keep on having this conversation. So you either give up, you change the topic, they manage to change the topic, or they've turned it all around on you, you know, and all of a sudden you're the liar, and now we're talking about you, you know. So there's lots of little ways that they'll shut down any conversation about them telling the truth or not. So pay attention to what's going on, because they will never admit to lying, because that's the power. So they lie to control, and they lie because that gives them power. So they lie to control you. So if you don't fully know what's going on ever about anything, I mean, how powerless does that make you? You know, if you're reliant upon their word, what they say, if you're reliant on them to tell you what's going on, and, you know, you just have to rely on them for all of that kind of intelligence, you know, that puts you in a position of complete and utter powerlessness. And that is just the way they like it. They don't want you knowing. They don't want you figuring these things out. Because if you're powerless, you're not going to be upping and leaving anytime soon. So they can siphon off your soul's energy, your life force, for just that little bit longer. All right, so they also use lies to confuse you. And that ties in with my last point. You know, when you're dazed and confused, when you're wondering what is real, what is not, who you can trust, who's telling you the truth. You know, when you're wondering about just the basics, you know, that state of confusion, it's not a position of power. So you're just kind of wandering through life, dazed and confused, trying to figure out what's what and which way is up. Meanwhile, the narcissist is siphoning your life fuel. You know, so it's kind of win-win for them, not win-win for you, unfortunately. As a narc snack, you know, you're just going to keep on giving fuel, because they're never going to admit to lying. It's hard to catch them out. And when you do catch them out, they've got these awesome lies that, you know, are so ridiculous you can't even challenge them. And like I said, when you do challenge them, they get angry or violent, or they storm out, and, you know, it looks like your whole relationship's going to go down the gurgler, all because you question them, you know, question them. And so you learn very quickly not to question them about things as they train you. I mean, that's what they're doing, once again, training you, dumbing you down, making you act a certain way, manipulating you, And this is all designed, to continue to keep you in a powerless position where they can manipulate, take advantage, and siphon fuel. All right, lovelies. So what I would suggest is this. Start paying attention to the tells. Narcissists do tell on themselves. One of the ways they will tell on themselves, I mean, look, they're not going to tell themselves about all things, but they're, one of the kind of things that they will tell on themselves is about kind of the big things, the things that, like them cheating, for example. That's something that they find really hard to keep quiet about. They're busting to put it in your face, and they just have to keep it under wraps, but they just can't help themselves. They just want to say that person's name to you. They just want to let these little secrets out. So they'll often come out and say things that at the time you might think, gee, that was really random. Why did he raise that person to me? Why would he want to talk to me about that person? And then, ding dong, it dawns on you, that's the new supply he's sourcing. So listen to the strange things they say. Listen to when they're talking about other people. If they often will either protest too much. The old saying about, I think she protests. It's protest. I don't know why they've written it like that, but it's protests too much. And it's about, when people say, oh God, I can't stand that woman, she's just so fake or whatever. But in actual fact, they have a major crush on or designs on making that person new supply. So the person they hate, person they just have to talk about, but they always say bad things about, that's showing you what they're thinking about. So pay attention. Pay attention to the tells. Pay attention to the body language. Often they're conscious of this kind of thing. So often they will intently stare you in the eye when they're telling you a lie. They do it because they think, look into my eye. What is it? Lies. Because that's right. Because that old saying, that a liar can't look you in the eye. So they know that, right? So they deliberately stare into your eyes. Look me in the eye. I mean, literally, that kind of wide-eyed, crazy look. And they do that thinking that that proves innocence and that you'll somehow just go, oh, okay, well, you can look me in the eye. So obviously you're telling the truth. In actual fact, that kind of behavior is much more, that shows much more likely that they are lying, not that they are telling the truth. So they tell on themselves, their body language, they often, will glance over, if they, I don't know if they've hidden things, if they know that there's something somewhere, just pay attention to those things. So, for example, we know that they like to hide things on you. So they can go through your stuff, your belongings, so they can look around. And plus, because they enjoy keeping you confused and unsure of what's going on. So, they know where your thing is. If you actually, watch them when you walk near certain, say maybe you walk near the couch and their body language shifts or they move over to you quickly, those are the kinds of things also that are giveaways. Narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths do not act like the rest of us. Normal people have, I suppose, certain behaviors that give us away. Narcissists are almost the complete opposite. So it makes it a little bit tricky. But if you've known someone for a long enough time, over time, you will notice, as I said, changes in body language, changes in vocal inflection, tones of voice. My soon-to-be ex used to do this thing where he would, when he was lying, he would reinforce it louder. So he'd say something, and when I'd challenge him, he would repeat it again loudly, as though that somehow made it true. And after a while, I realized that that was his tell. So, yeah, we all know that they lie. This is the thing, like 99% of what they say is a lie. The rest of it is half-truths. But as I said, they won't ever admit it. So trying to get a narcissist to admit lying is just a waste of time and energy. The best thing that you can be doing, my darling, is figuring out how you're going to get away, how you're going to get narc free and stay narc free. Because this craziness, this is not for anyone. This is no life for anyone. Trying to figure out, is he lying? Is he cheating? Is he sneaking around? Can I trust him? No, you can't trust him. Yes, he's lying. Yes, he's sneaking around. Yes, he's cheating. Problem solved. Right? But the problem is, when people come and check videos like this, what they're actually trying to find is not, people aren't looking for evidence of if he is cheating. People are looking for evidence, or if he is lying, people are looking for evidence that he's not cheating, So their instinct, they already know he's cheating. Their instinct, is telling them, it's screaming out to them. They've caught him red-handed, but they say, oh, no, but I don't have enough evidence yet, so I'm just going to keep looking for evidence, and they troll the internet, look at all these videos and read all these things, but all they're actually looking for is evidence to prove that he isn't lying and he isn't cheating. But I'm sorry, if he's a narcissist, sociopath, psychopath, it doesn't look good. Like, if he's not doing it now, he's thinking about it. And as I said, if it's not now, it'll be later. It's just in their makeup. They can't help themselves. They're not loyal. They're not faithful. They're not, they're not like the rest of us. They just see people as fuel, as appliances, as things to serve them. And they'll go from one to the next. It's a game. It's fun. The more the better. There's nothing, about one particular person that will keep a narcissist faithful or honest. You could be the most perfect partner and they would still lie to you. So you've not done anything wrong, and there's nothing you could do to stop them from lying. They just can't help it. They literally lie about everything. All right, my darlings, that's it for this evening. As I said, please share widely, and I'll speak to you guys later. Bye.